The Cascadia Subduction Zone. Here is the highly requested video on the Cascadia Subduction Zone and everything you need to know about it. Make sure to stay until the end of the video where I will be talking about the expectations of future earthquakes on this plate boundary. The Cascadia Subduction Zone is this 1,000-kilometer long plate boundary that stretches from Northern California all the way up to Vancouver Island. This is what we call a convergent plate boundary, and that's because the Juan de Fuca plate is being pushed underneath the North American plate. And as a result, you get what we call a subduction zone. Now, subduction zones come with many hazards, including large and very deep earthquakes. And because you have melting deep underneath the tectonic plate, it creates magmatism, creating stratovolcanoes as well. This is the reason why there's at least a dozen major stratovolcanoes in the Pacific Northwest. Since the surface trace of the plate boundary lies in the ocean floor, whenever you do get large earthquakes, you get displacement of the ocean floor, leading to tsunamis. Pacific Northwest, that's already 3 major hazards right there. Now, the last time there was a major earthquake on the Cascadia Subduction Zone, shout out to my friend Jay for the awesome graphic, January 1st, 1700, a projected magnitude 9.0 earthquake, which did also result in creating a tsunami. So that brings up the question, when do we expect another large earthquake on the Cascadia Subduction Zone? Now, considering the last major earthquake was almost 326 years ago, I can confidently say that the stress levels are increasing. But there's just no way to tell when this plate boundary will be at the brink of failure, thus producing a very large earthquake. Now, scientists have been able to use paleoseismic records to create a recurrence interval, which is just an average time between large earthquakes. Now, it's just an average, and it does not mean that every earthquake takes the same amount of time before the next one occurs. So the truth is, we don't know when the Cascadia Subduction Zone will produce the next large earthquake. And anybody that tells you that they do know is lying to you. No psychic will be able to tell you when this earthquake will happen. The Cascadia Subduction Zone doesn't just wake up. So what can we do as people who live in the Pacific Northwest? You have to do what you can control, which is understand and prepare for the hazards that present themselves at the location where you live. Create an emergency plan, create an emergency kit, anchor your furniture, learn CPR, get involved with the community. These are things that you can indeed control. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.